Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Courtney, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my Moldavite experience. It's been 3 months since I have gotten my Moldavite, and I actually hadn't even mentioned it on my channel because I wanted it to be a surprise. I've been working with Moldavite for 3 months and 2 days exactly, and I have to say there has been a huge change in my life. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, talk about what happened during these last 3 months. So grab a snack, grab a drink, get comfy because we are diving into today's video. Alrighty, so for the flow of this video, I really don't know how long this is gonna be. I'm gonna try my best to keep things swift and quick and not laggy. So if this video is a little long, I'm sorry in advance. But I really wanna go over what Moldavite is if you've never heard of it before. If it keeps popping up and you're like, what is Moldavite? I'll give a brief introduction, not a full-on crystal meaning, but just a brief introduction. And then I actually have a clip of me opening up Moldavite for the very first time. I thought it'd be fun to capture it on camera, so I'll share my first encounter with Moldavite with you. And then I'll start explaining how I started to work with Moldavite, what happened, from the beginning to the middle to the 3-month mark, pretty much till today of what happened with my experience with Moldavite. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. And then I would love to wrap up this video with some advice for you if you are thinking about getting Moldavite or if Moldavite is calling to you, just some helpful tips I think that would be beneficial for you. So what is Moldavite? Moldavite is a member of the Tektite group. It's a glassy mixture of silicon oxide, aluminum oxide, and other metal oxides. Its color is green. It can really range in the color. It could be like a light green to a darker green. And the formation of Moldavite coincides with a large meteor crash that happened in the Czech Republic approximately 14.8 million years ago. So this is a stone that literally fell from the sky. It has this very cosmic energy. This stone has a rap for its metaphysical purposes. So really depending on the person that is bringing Moldavite into their life, it's very individual. You can have a mild experience, you could have an overwhelming experience, you could have physical clearings in your body, or you can have really big spiritual breakthroughs. But the most common thing that happens to individuals who have Moldavite in their life is this revitalize and acceleration to one's path of personal evolution, which I think sounds pretty cool. So I know if you're watching this, there is a good chance that maybe you saw something online talking about Moldavite. It really is on a trend right now. It's getting really popular. And to be honest, I feel like it's kind of getting like a bad rap online. Moldavite's main purpose is to really help you get into alignment with your life. So if you personally feel like you're not in alignment with your life and you get Moldavite, things can start to butt heads in your life and it can feel really chaotic. If you get Moldavite and you feel like you are in alignment with your life, you feel like things are going well and you're kind of ready for like the next level of something, Moldavite can bring in things that are much needed or take away things that you no longer need. So it really is all about this alignment that Moldavite either brings in or brings out of your life. So now I'm going to share with you a quick clip of me receiving Moldavite for the very first time. I was a little nervous before I got my package, just opening it up. So I'm going to share that clip with you right now so you can see my first kind of reaction and experience with Moldavite. Okay. Wow, okay, here we go. So this is the little package, little mesh bag. Can't believe I'm like actually have Moldavite in my home right now. It's so crazy. So I had the option to pick between two, and I really liked this one because I feel like it looks like a heart. Not gonna lie, I feel like a very cold sensation, which is funny because Moldavite's known for being hot. My hand feels like it's like a cold sensation. Hello. Ow. I just got burned by a piece of sage. That's so funny. Okay, this was my unboxing of my Moldavite. I have it in my possession, and we'll see what happens, what transpires, you know, moving forward. But this was my unboxing of my Moldavite, and I'm super excited for this new fun experiment. So when you first get Moldavite, when you first come in contact with it, there's a chance that you might feel a little bit of a wave of excitement or pressure kind of like in your heart chakra. This is really common, you know, you could feel like a heat wave go over you. The term is known as the Moldavite Flush, which I guess can happen when you first get Moldavite. It's like a well-known thing that happens. And as you can see in that clip, when I had my Moldavite, I felt like a really cold, like icy cold sensation, which, to be honest, everyone has their own, you know, energy. So when you come in contact with Moldavite, it could be hot, it could be cold, you could go numb, like who knows? It really just depends on your own personal energy. So you may be wondering, well, how did you get Moldavite? Like, how did this come into your life? So how I got Moldavite is a new friend of mine contacted me and asked, hey, I have some Moldavite, you know, I'm not really connecting with it, and I would love to gift it to my friends. I'm curious, you know, if you would want this Moldavite. And I was so surprised. I was like not expecting to receive an email like that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so nice of you. Let me think about it. So I really thought about it for like a whole week. I was like, do I want Moldavite? Because for me, I really wanted to assess my life, see where I'm at, and see if I'm ready for this energy, because there is so much talk about Moldavite. I wanted to make sure that I was ready for it. So by the end of the week, I was like, you know what? I'm ready. Let's do this. So I told her I would love it. Send it over. So I got that package and I opened it up, and pretty much from that day on, I kind of had a game plan with how I wanted to ease into the energy of Moldavite. So I had watched some YouTube videos, kind of getting some tips on Moldavite, like how to prepare yourself for Moldavite. Just wanted to hear some feedback from people who have experienced Moldavite before, and a lot of people talked about getting acquainted to the energy of Moldavite. So that was really the tactic that I chose to go about with incorporating the Moldavite energy into my life. I chose not to wear Moldavite. I was like, you know what? I think I want to just acquaint myself with the energy through meditation, and then, you know, picking it up and handling it when I feel called to. That was really how I wanted to go about easing into the energy of Moldavite. Another thing I chose not to do with my Moldavite that I normally do with my other crystals is set an intention. I really just wanted to have Moldavite like do its thing. I would have like an open dialogue kind of conversation with my Moldavite, being like, hey, you know, I accept and trust, you know, the change that may come about because I know it's for my highest good. That was kind of like my mentality when I was just starting to work with Moldavite. So, you know, after I got my package, I had my game plan with how I wanted to acquaint with the energy. I wanted to meditate with my Moldavite, and I wanted to handle it when I felt called to. And that was really how I started out like this 3-month, I guess, journey with my Moldavite. So now I'll kind of dive into really what happened during those first 3 months. And just to let you guys know, like these 3 months, so this time period in general is a really good time period for me because I'm a Taurus moon, so Taurus season is always really awesome for me. And then I'm a Gemini sun, so right after Taurus season, we head right into Gemini season. So it really is like this pocket in the year, like this 8-week period, where I've noticed over the last couple years, like I feel really good, like energetically good during this time period. And then this year, for 2021, we had eclipse season during Gemini season. So, you know, at the beginning of the year, I was really looking forward to this time period because I was like, oh, it's gonna be Taurus season, then Gemini season, and then eclipse season. I'm super excited. I personally like eclipse season, so I was really looking forward to these, you know, this time in the year. And then I get Moldavite and I'm thinking to myself like, wow, what's gonna happen now? Because I already like know I have so much goodness going on during those months. What's gonna happen when Moldavite, you know, drops in there? So just a little backstory of this 3-month period. So as we are heading into Taurus season, you know, I have my Moldavite, I'm getting acclimated to the energy, I'm working with it slowly, and the first thing that happened that I felt was like an indicator that something was going on was after the first 2 weeks of me receiving my Moldavite, kind of getting used to the energy, working with it, something happened. So it was just like a normal day. I woke up, I was checking my emails, and I saw an email from a brand that I had reached out to months ago. I had reached out to them, you know, seeing if they wanted to collaborate, and I really didn't expect them to respond because I'm a small YouTuber, but I'm gonna shoot my shot. And I woke up and I checked my email and I saw that it was from that brand, and they had told me that they wanted to collaborate with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so crazy. Like it felt like such a, like what the heck? Like I was not expecting this. So that kind of made me feel really good, and it made me think like, I wonder if this has to do with this new Moldavite energy in my life. But what really set me off was it was either the next day or I want to say 2 days later. I wake up, I check my email, and I have another email from another brand that I had reached out to, seeing if they wanted to collaborate, and they also said they wanted to collaborate with me. And I was like, wait, what? How? Wait, what? What is going on? Like, this is crazy. Within a week period, I had 2 separate brands tell me they wanted to collaborate with me. And I was just like totally taken back. And I was like, this is a sign from my Moldavite. I feel like these like collaborations are in alignment with what I'm trying to do, and it just felt really, really good. As you know, the rest of the month went on, I was really determined and excited to work on these new projects. I felt really good and my energy felt really good. And this was like a constant flow that I was feeling for about that first month since I had gotten my Moldavite, and I felt like things were really going in my favor, and I felt like things were working well. Everything felt good. One thing to note is that I didn't really feel like there was anything super crazy happening. You know, when I would have my meditations with my Moldavite, you know, I would have a deep meditation, but it wasn't like anything crazy like with my Shiva Lingam, you know, my Shiva Lingam experience. If you watch that video, I talked about having like a physical reaction in the meditations with the stone. You know, meditating with the Moldavite, it wasn't jarring. It was nice. You know, when I held it, when I had it around me, it felt good. It wasn't anything like crazy going on. So now in this moment of time, you know, I think it's approaching Gemini season at this point. We were kind of at like this cusp period of transitioning from Taurus to Gemini season. And I remember we went to Palm Springs, me and my boyfriend went to Palm Springs to celebrate a friend's birthday. We ended up going to a crystal shop the day that we were leaving to come back home. And I bought a few crystals. I really loved this shop. And there was one crystal in particular that I was super drawn to. Like, I haven't had like this crystal like resonance, just like this feeling of like finding a crystal that felt so good in a really long time. So it was a really big like wake up call with like, why am I so drawn to this crystal? Like, it feels like there's something really special going on here. So we had gotten back home, and you know, I was really infatuated with this stone. I was like obsessed with it. I was reading all about it, and I was, really working with it a lot. And, even though I still had Moldavite with me, I wasn't paying as much attention to the Moldavite as I was with this new stone. I was like obsessed with it. So this is actually the stone that I purchased. It is a gold rutilated quartz. It's so beautiful, and honestly, I haven't felt this connection with a new crystal for a very long time. I feel like this crystal came into my life for a reason, like a big reason, and I'm excited to tell you what happened next. So I'm working with my gold rutilated quartz, and I'm also, mindful about my Moldavite, and I had this idea of pairing the two together. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should do a crystal pairing. I feel like this would be a fun experiment because I was so like in the zone with this stone. There was something about this one that felt so special. While I was still, going on this journey with my Moldavite, I decided to pair these crystals together. If you didn't know, Moldavite has the ability to really enhance and accelerate other stones when Moldavite is paired with that other stone. So, I've also heard that Moldavite's really good to pair with because Moldavite tends to disappear. So if you pair it with another crystal, it tends to stay around longer. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this pairing and I'm gonna see what happens. So now we are entering into Gemini season. Gemini season is my favorite. It's my sun sign, and I was really excited to just see what was going to happen. Gemini season was also, leading into eclipse season, and, I was preparing for that energy, and I was looking forward to it, to be honest. So this is when things started to really shift for me. After I did that crystal pairing of the gold rutilated quartz and the Moldavite, things started to happen fast. So what I didn't really realize when I paired the Moldavite and rutilated quartz is that this pairing, what it really does is it speeds up your personal transformation, and it really accelerates you on your personal path to your highest destiny. That's like what happens when you pair these stones together. And pretty much from that moment on, for the rest of, this was about 2 months in, we're in Gemini season, entering into eclipse season, and I'm starting to feel kind of like a little bit different. I'm feeling a shift. And when your energy starts to really resonate with Moldavite, this can show up with a lot of ascension symptoms. Some examples of what can happen when you start resonating with your Moldavite is your chakras opening up. Synchronicities seem to happen a lot more frequently. You can have really vivid dreams. You can really remember your dreams better. It can become easier to connect with your spirit guides. You can feel like your physical body or your emotional body start to heal. Jobs can come in, jobs can come out, your relationships can change, and really you start feeling like this deeper meaning to life. This is all part of the shift of your energy when you start to resonate with Moldavite's energy. So at this point, I am working with Moldavite a lot more. All of a sudden, as I got closer to eclipse season, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just that pull of like just the eclipses, that I was so drawn to working with my Moldavite. I was meditating more with it. I was having really deep meditations. I decided to sleep with Moldavite under my pillow, and I started to have really, really cool, crazy dreams. I won't get into that, but just really crazy dreams. And I felt like just holding it more. I wasn't wearing the Moldavite, but I was like having it around me a lot. I just felt really, really connected to the energy of Moldavite. And during this cosmic time, I was honestly really starting to feel differently. I felt like something was coming. This lunar eclipse, I feel like I got rid of a lot of emotional baggage. I felt like there was a lot of releasing going on. And then leading up to that solar eclipse in Gemini, which I was looking so forward to, is when this big thing happened. Literally, like the day, I think it was the day before the solar eclipse, I received a job offer. And I was so taken back and so surprised because I wasn't looking for a job. This job came to me. And I kid you not, this job sounded amazing and sounded perfect and sounded like it was meant for me. Eclipse season is known for these really big endings and these really big beginnings. And for this opportunity to really come in at that time, it felt like such a sign and such a confirmation of just the next level for my personal evolution. And the fact that I had Moldavite in my life, which has a big rap for bringing in, you know, employment and like jobs that you're meant to have, or, you know, employment going away and taking away jobs that you're not meant to have. This whole experience with my Moldavite, I feel like from getting it to right now at this 3-month mark, I'm about to start a new job and I am so excited. I feel like things were so divinely timed that it makes me so happy and also so like, I can't believe it. I really just wanted to wrap up this video with some advice for you guys. You know, my experience with Moldavite was, I would say, pretty mild. It wasn't anything super crazy, but you know, within these 3 months, I had a really big change happen to me. So I would love to share some tips and advice, you know, if you are feeling called to work with Moldavite, or if Moldavite's popping up to you a lot, you know, is it a sign, you know, how to recognize, you know, if you should get Moldavite. So based off my experiences, really what I feel like is when you first get Moldavite, I really do truly believe that it's gonna take some time for that Moldavite to really resonate with you, because your Moldavite needs to get acquainted with your energy, you know? It's almost like you guys are, you and your Moldavite are like both like teammates, you know, you're both working towards the same goal, but it takes some time for you guys to like figure it out in a sense. I also feel like there might be some advantages to not wearing Moldavite right away, you know, unless you feel called to. I'm not judging you if you do decide to have Moldavite jewelry, but because I chose not to wear Moldavite jewelry, I didn't feel called to it. My intuition wasn't telling me to wear jewelry. You know, I think that the jewelry can make it a little bit more chaotic with your energy field. So, you know, if you have the option, you know, either to get a piece of Moldavite or a piece of jewelry, you know, really use your best judgment with what you think you truly need at that time. And then just like to leave you off with just some like questions that you could ask yourself to see if you are truly ready for Moldavite. You know, these are the kind of things that I was thinking about before I said yes to Moldavite. I really took some time to assess, you know, where I was personally. How do you feel with crystals currently? Like, do you feel like you can connect with crystals at the moment? Do you feel like you have a connection with crystals? Can you feel this crystal resonance? You know, do you have any crystals? You know, is this your first crystal that you're buying, you know? Are you at a low point right now? Are you at a high point right now? Are you ready for personal, internal healing? Are you ready for external changes? Are you willing to document your journey? You know, I personally had a journal and I would write things down that I thought was interesting. But you know, you could vlog your experience. You can document it however you want. I just think it's kind of helpful to kind of see what were the small shifts that happened that are leading to this bigger thing. I think it's a helpful tip to just document your experience. And most importantly, don't be scared when you're working with Moldavite. You know, I know there's like this big rap, kind of like a negative rap towards Moldavite, but honestly, this crystal does not want to harm you. It doesn't want to cause you any pain. It simply just wants you to grow. We all know that sometimes we experience growing pains as we are going through change, and that's definitely something that can happen when you're on this Moldavite journey. I'm really excited to continue my journey with Moldavite. Maybe I will do a 6-month update, talking about my experiences. But for now, I'm just happy that I was able to talk about it with you guys, make this video, and give you kind of just my honest take on Moldavite. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's not too long. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you are interested in working with Moldavite, let me know by liking this video as well. I want to see what the take is out there. If people are into it, if people aren't, let me know. If you have had any experiences with Moldavite that you think are pretty cool, I would love to hear your experiences in the comments, and I'm sure someone in this growing community would absolutely love to hear your experiences, so don't be shy. Let us hear about it. If you are new here, I would love it if you subscribed. Come on and check out some of my other videos. I'll see you next time.